One got knocked down, he won't get up again. The other went and knocked him down. One got knocked down, and now he's fucking dead. The other went and knocked him out. Combo breaker!
Probably got 1,000,001 questions running through your head right now. For one, who the fuck is Earthworm Jim? 2, why is the Mask back on my show? 3, why is the Mask not fighting Deadpool? And 4, why am I doing this match? Well, to answer the first one, I'll tell you during his review. The second one is the Mask is back on here because I wanted to fight Earthworm Jim. And 3, he's not fighting Deadpool because Deadpool needs to take a break from my show. And as for 4, I don't have a reason. These two are just fighting because I want them to. That's right, our matchup today is the Mask vs. Earthworm Jim. Alright, let's start this off right with my main man, Earthworm Jim, and honestly, he's one of the greatest forgotten SNES Genesis platformers ever. He just needs a new game. They should reboot it. It was awesome. So, Earthworm Jim has quite the interesting powers, quite an interesting arsenal of powers and weapons. So let's get right into this. Earthworm Jim actually has Toon Force as well as Fourth Wall Awareness, and even Astral Projection. Yeah, this man has it all. But now on to the more important thing, his arsenal. Earthworm Jim wields his iconic Cow Blaster laser gun. He also has a Pocket Rocket and a Mega Plasma version of his Cow Blaster. Now, the Pocket Rocket is actually a rocket ship. It is not a weapon. I should probably preface that. It's like a big turbine engine that he rides on. He also has his Bubble Gun, an Electro Gun, an Egg Launcher, a Cleaver Gun, a literal Pea Shooter, and a Golden Revolver. He also has the Barn Blaster, the Three-Finger Gun, Homing Missiles, and Gnoming Missiles, as well as an Animator's Pencil that allows him to warp frickin' reality, and he also wields a rocket launcher and banana peel bombs. He can also use his head like a whip, which is his main form of attacking. Earthworm Jim is surprisingly strong, as with the help of Psy-Cow, he recreated the Big Bang, and he was able to take out foes similar to the power of Psy-Cow. Wow, I cannot. Similar to the power of Psy-Cow, such as Psy-Crow. He's casually able to dodge meteors and laser fire, and his Pocket Rocket allows him to travel at tremendous speeds, going between galaxies in seconds. Not to mention, he's able to survive the destruction of the universe and the Big Bang, as well as survive hits from Rosebud. Jim is pretty much, he's a genius. He's got 4 sentient brains and a PhD, although he is rather goofy and makes outdated references. I mean, his catchphrase is groovy. But Earthworm Jim does have multiple flaws, such as Wormonite, public bathrooms, and his natural worm body is incredibly weak if it's removed from his suit. The Mask. He's back on the show after killing the Tick, so let's go ahead and review this badass comic book character. The Mask has quite the power set. He can regenerate at high speeds, he has the power of Toon Force, and he can fly and teleport. He also has what's called pocket reality manipulation that pretty much allows him to grab any weapon he ever needs from pretty much thin air. Rocket launchers, chainsaws, bazookas, shotgun, you name it. He can also shapeshift and take any form he wishes. He can transform objects into other things. And like when he turned a balloon into a machine gun. Yeah. He also manipulates sound and electricity and even physics. He can warp reality and break the fourth wall, and he's immune to all damage until his mask is removed. The Mask is strong enough to tear down walls, destroy buildings, and even trade blows with the legendary Lobo. He's quick enough to dodge point-blank shotgun blast, and at one point fought Lobo casually, not to mention he casually creates sonic booms. He's survived being thrown through walls and even attacks from Lobo, and like I said earlier, he can't be harmed or even killed unless you take off his mask. That's right, he's 100% invincible. Now, the Mask is mentally insane, but like the Joker and Deadpool, this actually works as a mental edge, as it makes him incredibly unpredictable and pretty resistant to psychic attacks. Now, allow me to sound like a broken record for half a second. He does have a weakness, and that's if you remove his mask. This will result in the loss of all of his powers and the loss of his 100% immunity and regeneration, all of it, pretty much leaving him as a vulnerable human. Jim is soaring through the sky at intense speeds when he crashes into the Mask. He turns around to see, the Mask turns around to see Jim just standing there, wiping off his suit. Mask laughs hysterically as he pulls out a large club and swings it at Jim, who ducks his head into his suit. Jim then draws his gun and fires at the Mask, who walks straight through it. The Mask then grabs a chainsaw and swings it at Jim, who ducks and electrocutes the Mask with his electro gun. The Mask then laughs and shocks Earthworm, laughs through the shock and grabs Earthworm Jim by the head. Then Earthworm Jim whips him with his head. The Mask then grabs him and uses it as a jump rope before stomping on him. Earthworm Jim then crawls back into his suit, and the Mask pulls out a baseball bat and slams it down on Jim. Earthworm Jim stumbles back as the Mask grabs him by the leg and flies into the sky and throws him upwards. Jim pulls out his pocket rocket and flies around, launching missiles and gnomes at the Mask, causing massive explosions that destroy the city. The Mask then teleports behind Jim and stands on the rocket before throwing him straight down into the ditch where the city used to be. Jim charges up his blaster and fires at the Mask, but the Mask jumps into the air, creating a sonic boom, stunning Jim. The mask then lands and Jim pulls out a pencil. The mask grabs a chainsaw and cuts the pencil into tiny chunks. Jim freaks out and whips his head at the mask, who grabs it and rips it clean in half. The mask then drops Jim's destroyed body, and his spacesuit falls to the ground. The mask then laughs hysterically as he walks away. Our winner is the mask. So let's start off with just bare stats, okay? Earthworm Jim clocks in at a universal level and supersonic with his speed, whereas the mask is a solar system buster and supersonic, pretty much making him ridiculous. But Jim is far stronger, and his pocket rocket allows him to go at massively faster than light speed. So with a huge statistical advantage, why does the mask beat him? Well, through its technicalities and hacks. You see, the mask can easily take the win so the mask can easily take the win, so could Earthworm Jim through the reality warping. Problem is, the mask can warp reality naturally, whereas Jim is reliant on an item, which gives mask a reality warping edge, saying as though the pencil could be lost or broken. Now, the mask's greatest advantage and the main reason that he actually takes the win is he's immune to all damage and pain and cannot die. And Jim, as long as his mask is on, and Jim isn't smart enough to know to remove the mask, and he's not smart enough to know it's his power source either way. So really, it's more likely the mask is going to kill Earthworm Jim before he figures out a way around the mask's power than vice versa. So our winner is the mask. It's time on Combo Breaker. Alright, I have been hiding an image in every episode since Weapon H vs. Doomsday, and you guys didn't find it until now, that is. There is a certain person, who I already forgot the YouTube name of, so I'll just flash his comment up here for a second, who found the character I've been hiding. So, because of that, he'll be showing up in the next episode. That's right, next episode we've got Captain Fishbowl Head versus Cthulhu. First of all, let me thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this to any friends you know who like versus debates. And, tell me what you think of the next match. Give me your predictions, maybe suggest matches in the comments, and they might happen.